Hi, how's it going? My name's Daniel with Real, and I am here auditioning for Redken Artist in 2019. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this video and look at my work and see some of the before and afters that I've done. I've began my journey as a cosmetologist licensed since 2002. Why do I want to be a Redken artist? There's so many amazing reasons why. I've worked most of my career with Redken, and I've worked in other lines, in different cities that I've lived in, and I always seem to go back to Redken. I just love the way the products feel in the hair, the work for the hair. Every time I would use another product, like say maybe Orbe or something like that, I always wish God, I wish I had hot sets to hold this style better. I wish I had Fashion Works. I wish I had these different tools in my bag so that I could use it and style the hair the way I wanted to. And so I always would end up going back to what I love. What I love is Redken. And what I love mostly about Redken is the education that y'all provide. The education that allows me to go to the exchange or different authority classes and being able to learn and grow from there. And every time I come back from a class, I come back just so excited and so moved and thrilled to share what I learned behind the chair, educating some of my guests, or all my guests really, and educating the stylists that I work with, giving them the education and knowledge that I learned so that we can all grow, not just me by myself, but so that we can all grow together as a team and all become part of this business, thriving on what we do and what we love. And what I love to do is hair. I grew up in a family of 5. My mom was a cosmetologist, still is a cosmetologist. She just retired recently after 40 plus years of being a cosmetology instructor. I was able to go to school with her. I was able to learn from her. I was able to grow doing perms since I was in middle school on my mother and grandmother. And so being that child and sitting and watching my mother do hair and see the transformation that she would make in people and the way they felt on the inside come out and live through the outside beauty was just something that always encouraged me and always made me drive to develop the passion to do hair, to be able to make persons' confidence grow, to make their self-worth feel better, and make them feel confident walking into a room knowing that I got this bomb-ass hair. But just being able to share that love and passion for what I do with the other stylists that I work with my peers, being able to go to the symposium and being driven and motivated and just connecting with other stylists, connecting with people that I've never met, and then people that I can say I know somebody in Atlanta, I know somebody in New York, somebody that I can get on their Instagram hashtag and connect with them and be like, hey, I had this issue with this, and how can I better achieve this, or how can I better grow from this? Has been able to help my business grow every time I go to one of Redken's workshops. So thank you so much for the education that y'all put out there, that y'all provide for us stylists to help us grow in the business. And thank you so much for always being ready to give us more information and helping me grow behind the chair. So that's what I really want to become, an artist. I want to further help other people, not only in my city and my town, but in other areas that maybe I know I can help them in their craft and they can help me in my craft. For me, it's all about earn better, live better, and I just want to continue striving to do that. And that way I can give my clients the best in blonding, the best in styling, the best in cutting, the best in color all together, all the way around. I just want to be able to sit in my chair and know confidently that, I've mastered these programs and I can bring back what I've learned from them to a small town of Corpus Christi, where we live by the ocean, we live by the water, and everybody's really into those beachy kind of waves, those beachy curls, and big hair. It is true what they say about Texas, the bigger the better. Go big or go home. So we're always trying to, give the best that we can to all of our stylists and best of what we can to all of our guests, all of our clients who walk out of the salon feeling amazing, looking amazing, and being able to go home. I utilize all the education I know. I did steps 1 through 4, 1 through 10 to achieve where I need to be for that style that the client wants, so that I can confidently at the end of the day say, I follow the rules, I follow the directions, I know the principles, and I was able to achieve what I needed to achieve. So thank you for watching my video. I look forward to hearing from y'all, and I look forward to you seeing my work. I'm ready for this next chapter of my career. I'm ready to help people grow. I'm ready to grow even more. I know no matter how long I've been in the industry, now 16 years, I still don't know everything. I know everything's always evolving, everything's always changing, and I plan to continue to grow with the industry, continue to grow as things change and evolve, and come back around to a time that once, you know, the shag was in and now it's back. So how can I utilize that behind the chair? So I just want to continue to grow, and I look forward to becoming part of the team, and I look forward to you watching this video, and I can't wait to hear back from y'all. So thank you again for your consideration. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it.
Hi, good afternoon. Today we're going to be doing a Bailey ombre technique and foliage on our model. She's been previously lightened, and the goal we've been trying to achieve in the past few months is to get her as light as possible, taking into consideration that her natural base level is about a 3. So in order to get her to the palace like 9, we want to do that gradually to ensure the integrity of her hair. I'm going to be using both 10 volume and 30 volume and flash lift, alternating both depending on the section of hair that I'm using. For instance, 10 volume on the already pre-lightened section, just to bump that up higher, and then 30 volume on the areas that have not had any color previously applied to them. To try always using pH bonder to ensure the integrity of her bonds. So I have my clips, I have my foil comb, my etching brush, and blur brush, along with my Redken paddleboard, foil of varying sizes depending on your preference, and then 2 different bowls and 2 different colors. I like to use 2 different colors just so that I can always be sure, like, you know, okay, my lighter, higher developer is going to be in my lighter bowl. My lower developer is going to be in a darker bowl, so I don't get mixed up and not applying anything to where it shouldn't be applying. One thing I like to do with my guests is mix in front of them and apply the pH bonder in front of them, because it gets the conversation going, like, oh, what are you doing? So I can be, oh, this is the pH bonder that we were talking about in the consultation today. So in the consultation, when we were talking about the integrity of your hair and ensuring that it stays healthy and feels great and has beautiful shine to it, well, one thing we were talking about was applying the pH bonder. So when they see me apply, they can be like, oh, okay, so that's the pH bonder. It gets the conversation going, and it makes them feel like a part of the whole process. Okay, so we're going to begin in the back quadrants of her hair. Her density is quite thick, so I'm going to section this into 2 sections in my ponytail so I can make sure for even saturation. Put that to the top. As I do this, I want to keep in mind principles of balayage. Then stand to the side, hold my board close to the head, using 30 volume onto the areas that have been not lightened. So I'm going to go in and pick out the pieces that have been lightened. I'm going to apply 30 volume flash lift directly to the foil and apply the hair directly to the foil. Right where that lays right on top. I like to go back with my blur brush and blend that line in, making sure that my ends are saturated. Apply the foil directly top. Flip it. Once I flip it and take the foil off, I can see any dry spots that I need to go back and reapply so there's even distribution of the colorizer all the way through and no empty pockets. In the back, since the hair has been twisted, I can't go as high with my blending line. So keep in mind not to get into the area that's already twisted, and just slightly diffuse that line with your blur brush. Always keep in mind where you reapply your foil. For instance, if I wasn't paying attention, I just applied this straight too, then I would have a bunch of bleed marks right there. And then just flip it back over. And so what I can do here, now since I did that, and I have all this area that's already lightened, I'm just going to take that directly straight down to this piece, and take my 10 volume, and lighten those pieces. Anything that gets in the way, just clean that off. Side. Going back with my blur brush, diffusing the line. I like to use a heavy hand when I apply it to make sure that it goes through and it's evenly distributed back and forth. Now that I have this section off, 2 sections, I'm just going to go back and repeat the same process with my 30 volume on this whole dark panel right here. Make sure you take it directly straight up to the ponytail. As I lay it down, I'm going to fan out the hair with my thumb. That's just going to help spread it out and get better product distribution. Where you apply your first area of lightener is going to be your heaviest amount. So keep that in mind so that when you diffuse your line, you know where to begin. So this is just a technique. You can take it however which way you please. If you want to have the lightness a little bit lower on the ends, not as high, you would just start where you apply your distribution in a different area. Anywhere that you see that it's not even consistency is going to give you uneven lift. So you just want to make sure that everything is applied evenly. And those ends will get when we flip it over. So apply your foil, flip it, remove that foil again, apply directly to the hair, and make sure you saturate both ends. Ensure when you apply your foil, you're just gently patting it. What you don't want to do is take it real tight. What that's going to do is just spread it, and it's going to give you uneven lift. So I'm just patting it, sealing the ends to seal out as much oxygen as possible. And we'll let that lift inside with the heat that's going to be produced on its own. Remember, with all Redken lighteners, no heat is applied. And I'm going to continue the same process all the way through the back other 4 panels. Okay, now that the back panel is complete, we're going to move on, continue moving upwards. I'm going to begin in the back quadrant, right side. Taking a triangle section right from the top of the ear, doing diagonal back, so that when she styles her hair, the light's going to move to the back. This is going to be foilage, so I'm going to take a triangular section, back comb right at the base, how we did in the bottom area with the ponytails, going to kind of do the same thing by applying my decolorizer directly to the foil about midway through. Where you apply your lightener on the foil also is a big deal, because if I were to apply it right up top, and when I apply it, that would just diffuse the purpose and make it straight into a regular highlight. So apply it straight down, And as if I was applying open air, I'm going to do the same principle, stand to the side, apply my heavy area right at the lines where I see the previously applied decolorizer, splash lift, and drag it straight down. Now, because this area is not in a ponytail, you don't have the ability to flip it, so you want to make sure you have heavy saturation all the way through, using heavy tension as you apply it so you can spread the hair out and be able to get in between and make sure there's no empty pockets. Rather than flipping the hair up, I'm just going to take another piece of foil and continue to the ends. And then I'm going to do a variation of both foliage and baby lights. So the baby lights just going to kind of break it up, give it some more dimension. And it'll also help me get into the areas that are already previously lined. So with my baby light, I'm going to do another diagonal back, weave straight at the top, taking my section out. Your section wants to be thin enough so that you can read a newspaper through it. I'm going to continue this motion all the way up in this panel, alternating between foliage and baby lights. Now with this top quadrant, I'm going to split it in half and continue the same way up. During the consultation, we were talking about how she wears her hair. She likes to flip it back and forth. She doesn't have one side, so we want to give her the option to wear it half up, half down, to the left, to the right, every which way. So we want to make sure we cover all areas that she's going to be styling her hair which way. These heavier pieces I'm putting in the foil, and I spread out with my thumbs. The reason I'm even doing foliage rather than open air is so that the heat will produce on its own in between the foil and get lighter than it would with open air. Open air versus foliage depends on the degree of lightness that you're wanting and the technique. As I get to the crown, I'm going to alternate a little bit more with the baby light and a little bit heavier with that so that we can get closer to the scalp. Okay, as we move into this area, I want to keep in mind that a lot of people who have like a thinning area, the two-temple area with the widow's peak, this area has a tendency to process a little bit faster or get too light, but it also has a tendency to look a lot finer when too much blonde is applied to this area. So keep in mind that leaving a shadow piece underneath will help that appear fuller right there rather than making all this blonde. So this blonde will cascade on top of this, so it'll also give you the dimension that you want without making the area that's already fine look finer. So we're going to section this area out, not decolorize up into the scalp of this area, and just work on the ends. But as we move closer to the top of the head, we'll want to go straight up to the scalp so that she can have those front pieces that when she curls back or her hair is down or real blonde right in front. Now as I move forward, I'm going to start taking my diagonal forward positioning. That way when she wears her hair down or she curls it back, a lot of the lightness is going to be falling towards her face.
And I'm just taking it up a little higher on the right side. And what you can do is alternate these foils. One area go up, and the other area go up the alternating area. So that when the hair falls, it has a varying degree of light and dark. It'll give you a natural low light right at the scalp. So that the hair looks lived in, but still fresh. Pull that once, and then twice. Not just all at once, because then the bottom that has the colorizer will get right onto the top, and that just defeats the purpose of what you just did. So now the area that's out, rather than going in and foiling it or taking it high up with the baby light, I'm just going to go in and reapply the colorizer to the end so we can get optimum lift and optimum lightness on these pieces. I'm still alternating with 10 and 30 volume. Continue doing diagonal forward all the way to the top of the head, and when it gets to this fringe area, then we'll start taking more of the diagonal back so that we can counteract and balance all the degrees of lightness that are going to fall towards the head and away from the head. Okay, now we're going to be finished with the top area, the whole fringe. I'm going to take it into two sections. I'll break it up into two panels and work on one at a time. The front, for that money piece, we're going to take a diagonal forward so it'll fall straight to the face. I'm going to do slices, about 4 back to back right in this front area. Okay, so here you are with Heather, our finished model. After doing the foliage and all of the balayaging techniques with the foil, we're able to achieve blonde after processing her at 35 minutes, room temperature, with 10 and 30 volume. 10 volume on the ends to make it bright what was already previously blonde, and 30 volume all the way throughout. After processing her time, we rinsed her out, and then I apply a step 2 pH bonder, let that sit for 10 minutes. And then I shampooed that out with extreme shampoo and conditioner, and conditioner with extreme conditioner. And then I applied Shea DQ, 1 ounce of 09T, half an ounce of 09P, and half an ounce of 08T with 0.5, another half ounce of crystal clear, Shea DQ crystal clear. And then processing solution and on dry hair for a full 20 minutes, and then I shampoo that out again with Redken Color Extend shampoo and Color Extend conditioner. After doing that, we went ahead and cut her hair off, finished up the haircut, curled it, and I blew dry her hair with Fashion Waves 07 to give her that nice gritty texture with the sea salt that's in it, and just to help give it some more texture. And then also diamond oil blow dry. Blow dry is just going to help give it more shine, protect from the heat. You can do a pumper so you can use it in wet and dry hair. And then I finished off with wax glass, just to help give some more volume and bring out that texture and the cut and show off the curls and the color. And then we had a discussion during our consultation of what she was going to need to take home. So today she's going to take home as her regular weekly throughout the day, not every day, but as much as she shampoos, I'm recommending she shampoos once every 2 days. So with that, shampoo and conditioner, extreme shampoo and conditioner, and then anti-snap to leave it. Every third shampoo, she's going to be using the Redken Extreme Mega Mask to help add that protein and moisture and make her hair feel a lot more luxurious with the protein and conditioner. And then weekly, I'm going to have her shampooing with the new Blondage shampoo and conditioner. just to help cut down on any unwanted brass tones that may rinse out or may appear through all the heat styling that she does at home as well. And then her next service will be in about 6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, all we'll have to do then is a T-zone highlight just to line up her face a little bit and drag that blonde back to her scalp area. And after that, now that we've been able to achieve blonde and blunt, we'll just continue to tone and glaze just to give it more shine, and that should be it for our next service, unless we decide to do something. Hi, good afternoon. Here we are with our lovely model Megan. Her natural level is 3, and then her ends are at 9, 10. So the service we're doing today is a bleach retouch. We're touching up her new growth and matching it towards the ends. We're going to be using Redken Flash Lift 30 volume on scalp at a 1:2 ratio along with pH bonder. I put pH bonder on my station and mix it in front of my guests. That way it can kind of get the conversation going. Like during our consultation, we talked about the integrity of her hair, how important it is to use extreme shampoo and conditioner at home, and along with extreme protein products to help restore the bonds of her hair after we're going from such one extreme dark to an extreme light color. So now that I have my decolorizer mix, I'm going to use a pH bonder, 6 ml, apply it directly to the decolorizer and then mix. We're going to apply this directly to zone 1, beginning in the first part of water. I like to go in and outline my section. Okay, as we do this bleach retouch on our model Megan today, I'm going to go over what pre-service applications were done to her hair as we begin in the second panel. So prior to service, she was given a pre-art treatment to completely cleanse her hair, meaning product buildup. And also after the pre-art treatment, we went ahead and also did a chemistry system of protein, and mix that with All Soft. So we used Extreme and All Soft in her chemistry system treatment, and then conditioned her again with Extreme conditioner. Prep her hair, make sure it was ready to handle the decolorizing process with Flash Lift 30 volume on scalp and pH bonder. As you continue to move through the head, remember to take 1/8 inch subsections. That's going to give you optimum lift and make sure you have even saturation throughout the service. So we continue moving down the head form on this panel. What I do as I work down the panel is stay away from the hairline with this bleach retouch, because the hair here around the temples is already so processed, and because the heat in the scalp on this area of the head produces a lot more quicker. So I stay away from that temple area until the last part of the application of this one panel. Then I go back in and apply it right to the temple so that we can be more careful with the amount of heat that the scalp is producing to the amount of product and volume of the decolorizer. Okay, so now that we have completed applying our Flash Lift 30 volume to zones 1, we're going to let that process at room temperature for 40 minutes or until a desired result is achieved. And right now we know that being at a level 2, she's not going to get white, pale yellow. Trying to get her as light as possible during the processing time. But the second application of toning with high lift color is what's going to help us achieve the palest result. When you start getting into the colorizing such dark colors, trying to go so light, there's steps you have to take, but we also have to understand that a hair in the head can only handle so much. So with that in mind, you also have to keep in mind your application time. Some of the tips that I've learned along the way is that, if you're a little bit, maybe not as speedy with the application, or if you don't have an associate or assistant helping you while you're applying one section, somebody's applying the other section, sometimes you can break it down. So I began working in the front two panels, and I was able to go ahead and go in and apply the full application throughout the head. But for somebody who's maybe a little bit less in time, or maybe if she had a more abundance of hair and it was just going to take me a little bit more time, what I personally would have done is maybe worked on the back two quadrants of the head first, let that process, rinse it out, treat the hair, and instead of blow dry that area, just let it sit with a treatment in, like with your step 2 pH bonder, and then go ahead and begin working the front two panels. So there's different steps you can take, and there's different things you can do so you can get the optimum amount of lift, and working in the spectrum that you're allowed to work in with the timing, and understanding that a level 2, 3 hair is only going to get so light in one sitting or one processing. Hi, welcome back. Now we're going to go into our step 2 of blonding on Megan's hair. So after we rinsed out her hair, applied step 2 of pH bonder, we also did a chemistry system of extreme and all soft, to add moisture and protein back into her hair. We blow dried her hair, got her nice and prepped out for the second process of the high lifting. In this process, I'm going to use Blonde Idol VV and 10 volume. 1 ounce of Blonde Idol VV extra lift with 2 ounces of 10 volume. That's the mixing ratio. And then of course with my pH bonder to add for more protection. And we're going to apply this directly to zone 1. So that's going to be right at the scalp area where we pre-lined with flash lift and 30 volume. So this is going to be a kind of like our extreme blonding to get to that extra pale level that we're trying to get to. The decolorizer flash lift is only going to do so much after processing time. Another step is necessary to be taken to get to those blonder, paler blondes that people are wanting to achieve these days. So we're going to apply this straight to the area that's already been decolorized and process for the full allotted time. Okay, so here we are with Megan, our finished model, and we were able to achieve pale yellow, pale blonde we were wanting to achieve. So let's kind of go do an overview again of what we did. I used flash lift 30 volume on her zone 1 area, let it sit for the full processing time of 45 minutes at room temperature with no heat, not covering it, and just let it do its job. After that, we rinsed it out after doing the step 2 of the pH bonder, shampooed, conditioned, and did chemistry system treatment, both protein and all soft, to drive more protein and moisture back into her hair. After that, we blow dried her, and then I used VV and Blonde Idol Extra Lift collection, and with 10 volume, right onto her zone 1 again, previously lying hair right onto her scalp area. And I thought off with full processing time of 45 minutes at room temperature with no heat. Also utilizing pH bonder as well in the formulation. We rinsed that out, and during the processing time, I did apply 0.2 ounces of 09B and 1.8 ounces of crystal clear for 2 ounces processing solution. Let that sit for a full 20 minutes while her scalp is processing. Rinse that out, and then did chemistry system again with all soft and protein extreme, just to drive more protein and moisture back into the hair, shampooing with extreme shampoo and conditioner. Her at-home hair care is going to be shampooing with extreme shampoo and conditioner. As she does her regular shampoo once a week using the new bondage shampoo and conditioner, just to get rid of any unwanted yellow tones that may come out throughout the process of first, heat styling, and just everyday usage.